Everybody, welcome back to Soft Wash Evolution. I'm going to soft wash another wood-sided house today. This one is cedar. It's been painted. This is a regular customer of mine. I do this one every other year. I do clean her gutters twice a year, but she only has me wash the house every other. So I'm going to take you around and show you some of the this discoloration that you see in here in the paint. We're going to show you some before and afters, how you can get rid of that. So I've done a couple videos lately about washing painted siding and stained wood siding. There's some differences. This one we are going to soft wash it. I'm just going to use the downstreamer. I'm going to show you up close the siding. Customer is home. I think she's babysitting her grandkids today. There's a couple of kids in there. So it's over. See all this dark discoloration within the siding here? You can see almost like she probably tried to scrub at that to get it clean. This is over this covered area right here. It's got a nice big overhang, so this never gets sun, never gets rained on. All that is dirt and pollen, a little bit of organic growth in that paint. So we're going to soft wash that out. So if you're doing washing and you've got a lot of customers and you're pretty much just competing with everyone else for the vinyl sided customers, vinyl's pretty easy. It's a big plastic box. It's easy to clean. A lot of guys shy away from the wood siding, the painted cement board. I've gotten more and more of that, more comments on my videos. I've heard it from customers saying, you know, I got 3 quotes, 4 quotes, or tried to get quotes from wash companies. You can see more of this dark stuff in here. We're going to get rid of all of it. But they're telling me, yeah, of trying to get quotes to get my house washed because I have painted cement board or painted cedar, or stained cedar, or painted pine siding, whatever it is. And the company won't give me a quote, won't even touch it because they said it's wood or it's painted cement board. They don't want to mess with it. They only want to do vinyl. Vinyl's quick and easy. So a lot of people are shying away from it. And I'm getting a lot of questions and comments about cleaning wood siding. You can see more of that discoloration back here. I know the camera doesn't do it justice, but there's a lot of it. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to set this camera up on the tripod, I think, way in the back there, away from the road noise and away from the pressure washer. And I'm going to wash this place, show you the before and after. It's pretty simple. Painted siding, you can treat it similar to vinyl. Nice and easy with the SH, nice and mild, a lot of water. Get it wet first. If it's full sun, very overcast today. It is very hot. It's pushing 90 degrees already here at 7:30 in the morning, but it's pretty simple. Low pressure, mild mix. You can clean painted wood siding pretty easily. Painted cement board the same way. So I'm going to turn this off for a second, set it up, get my hoses out, and get washing. So I'm back here on the side set up. I'm going to wash this painted cedar siding. I've got an injector in there. I think it's a 2.3. So this is probably a less than 1% mix. Very, very light SH, very mild. You don't want to go really hot with paint. Definitely not with stain. So with stain, if you watch my other video, you rarely want to use SH at all. Unless that stuff is prepared to be restained and refinished, you don't want to use SH on it because it'll bleach the wood. The whole idea of washing wood siding, you don't want your chemical to touch the wood. If there's a good, paint like this, paint's in great shape, it's not even chipping anywhere that I've seen. What I want to do is just put that soap and SH mix lightly on the outside, clean that stuff that's starting to grow within the paint out of there. You don't want to blast it off with high pressure. You don't want to use a real hot mix. It's different than vinyl. So my customer's grandkid is peeking out the window here. Kids love watching you wash. Kids and dogs, always entertained by it. So like I was saying, you always want to, the whole idea is to wash the outside without pushing that chemical onto the wood. Normally I'd keep going a little further, but I think I'm going to rinse this side and then move the camera just because I'm in a tough spot back here in this corner. So I'll turn the injector off. We'll push out what's left in this hose, and then I'll rinse this side here. What's good about this stuff too, it doesn't have to dwell that long. Sometimes with vinyl, you put your mix on there, you want that stuff to sit for 10 to 15 minutes to really eat into that tough green algae and stuff that's on there. Wood siding's not that bad. You can rinse it almost immediately. Let it dwell for just a minute. There is no real lap to this wood siding. I mean, it's overlapped, but it's not, there's no end and beginning like vinyl siding. If you watch my other video where you never want to push water the wrong way at vinyl because it'll get under the siding. With wood, it really can't do that. You see there is a joint right there under that window. Boards are usually in, 16-foot lengths, so you have very few laps. Just rinse the whole thing down, top to bottom. Surfactant shows you where the chemical is. You just rinse until the suds are gone. So if you're only doing vinyl lately, it seems like that's all there is. Maybe that's all there is in your area, the area you work. There's vinyl everywhere. I had some people say, you know, we don't have any houses like those in my area, so I'll never get them. Well, don't say never. They're out there. You know, if you learn how to wash wood really well, put that on your Google My Business profile. Wood, exterior wood cleaning, wood siding. It's not just log homes. I mean, there's homes like this with cedar siding. This is a pretty small place too. It's older. It's probably only 1,300 square feet. It's a small ranch style home. I've known this customer. I've had her for a while. She lives by herself. She just watches her grandkids every now and then. But it's a small place. It's not some big custom wood home. But I'm gonna pause this for a minute, move the camera over there, get a better angle, and wash the back. So here I moved over to the other side, or the other back corner here. We'll wash this part of the house. Again, this is the part that doesn't get a lot of sun back here. A lot of tree cover. We'll still get these windows wet. Said it is a one-story house, but it has like a vaulted area here in the middle. Well, different layout, but it's a pretty small home. Not too dirty, but there is, you know, the paint's starting to show its wear. Well, that algae's starting to grow in it. So all you're trying to do is get that stuff out without damaging the paint. There's solid soffits in this area. We can wash those too. The overhead, the soffit area there is actually vinyl. We'll give it a wash. Outsides of the gutters. You can see the leaves and stuff moving. She has those good gutter screens on there. I clean them off for her twice a year, but I'll come back in the fall and do them really well before the winter freezes all the junk onto the gutter guard, and then they become useless. Our winters around here are not winters. Sometimes it's 20 below, sometimes there's a foot of snow, sometimes it's 40 degrees. Problem is it never stays, so we get snow and then all of a sudden it warms up and melts and it freezes on there the next day, and then it warms up again, and then we get more snow and then it freezes. So gutters have to be cleaned before any of that happens. Otherwise, it just becomes an ice dam on your house. Wash these posts. I got them all from the inside when I was working over there, but now we got to do them from the outside. And then you rinse the opposite way. Another layer on here. Like I said, this is the 2.3 chemical injector, so it's very, very light, mild SH. Some of the spots I go over twice, just because they're a little darker areas. You can see some stuff growing. Oh, the hole there I almost stepped in. We'll let that dwell for a minute. We'll give it a rinse. The wood siding, don't shy away from it. There's money to be made. Just be careful what you're doing. The lowest pressure you got and the lightest SH mix you've got. So if you are, downstreaming like this, you want to use a lighter chemical injector like a 2.3, like I said. Don't go real hot with like a 1.8 or a 2.1 right away. If it is full sun, wet everything first. Always test the spot. Like I said, I've done this house a couple times. I know how it's going to react. I know what I need to use to get it clean. But if it's your first time doing one, test the spot. Start with the lightest mix you've got and work your way up from there. It's better to use a light mix and do it twice than it is to go real hot and find out you just blistered the paint on the siding or burned something. I'm not doing the deck this time. I looked it up. Sometimes I have to remind myself what the customer ordered. I have it all in my CRM database, especially with these repeat customers. Sometimes when they book, they want the house, the gutters, the deck, the patio, this walkway and everything done, which she has done before, but this time it was just the house. I thought I was doing the deck, but I'm not. So I'll still rinse my soap suds off of it, but I'm not gonna treat the whole thing. It's a nice Trex deck with aluminum railings, but it could use a cleaning, but she didn't want it this time. I had to double check because I see all the furniture on it. She didn't move it, so that's what made me look. Sure enough, she's not getting it done, which is fine. Rinse that ceiling down, all the windows top down. Wide angle nozzle, stay far away from it. There's no reason to use those pressure washing tips. They don't clean anything other than concrete. I had to change out some seals on my hoses and on my downstream injector manifold. Well, I should have done it this weekend. It was 4th of July weekend. I didn't really get around to it. So if you saw me take the nozzle off and apply my mix with no nozzle, that's because I was trying to get it a little bit hotter because I've got a little bit of an air leak. What happens is if you go with nothing, you'll get a little bit more of a hotter mix out of it than if you've got a nozzle on there. That's because I've got a slight air leak. So when I'm using this injector, this 2-3, when it pulls the lighter mix, it'll get a little bit of air. So it won't get, oh, there's a bat right there coming out of that gutter. I don't know if you can see that. There's COVID 2025. We'll rinse them right back up in there. You probably didn't like that bleach bath. There it goes. These things are gross. I run into a lot of bats. So I've got to, like I said, I have to do a little maintenance on that manifold. My downstream injector isn't like a lot of people where they just have that bypass U-shaped hose. I have an entire manifold with a T-jet, 2 3-way valves, and then a soap valve. So mine has a lot of moving parts in my downstream injector manifold. Mine's a continuous rinse system, so my chemical injector always has something going through it, whether it's the mix of soap and bleach or if it's water. Right now I'm rinsing, so my chemical injector is still on. It's just selected to water. So it's rinsing itself out as I'm rinsing the house. And then when I turn it on, it's drawing from the other side of the T-jet, the other side of that manifold, and it's getting soap and bleach. I'll go up on the deck and just rinse off my soap suds. So any small air leak in there will cause your mix to be off by a little bit. And then when you switch chemical injectors, it changes it again. So it's just something I have to do. I take it apart every now and then. The bleach just eats everything. Even a plastic manifold like that. Eats the thread tape or the thread lock or whatever you've got on every fitting. So I'm gonna move the camera again. We just gotta go around to the front of this place. Front section. I actually did the front side over there already. And we'll be done. Show you the complete walk around painted cedar siding. Oh, another gable end here. Sure you can hear the pressure washer, so you're going to get a little bit of noise. My truck's parked right in the driveway. There's my mix, nice and light. For how old this siding is, it's in great shape. Normally there's paint chips and something in it, but you take good care of it like this, it lasts a long time. Painting is a lot more expensive than having the place washed. I'm on this street all the time, and you can't see it. The house right there in the corner, that yellowish colored one, is a customer of mine, very routine, books with me all the time. Got several customers in this neighborhood, so. But they're all vinyl, which is odd. This is the only place that's not. I don't know how long she's lived here. The house is old. Maybe it was vinyl at one point in time. I don't know. So that's it. I'm gonna set this camera up again. I'm actually gonna let that dwell, rinse this front of the garage right here on this side. And then I'll shut everything off when I get it all rinsed, and I'll walk you around again and show you the finished product. So here we go. This is right where I ended off the video. And there's your siding, all clean. Painted cedar siding, soft washed. All that black buildup, dirt, pollen, all that organic growth. I'll get you up close so you can see it. The paint is chipped. As I said earlier, the paint's in perfect condition. It's not chipping anywhere. A little bit right there. Oh, low pressure, because if you hit that with high pressure, you'll just make that paint chip worse. Take you up here on the deck, show you those spots that were bad earlier. Really close to the highway again. The interstate's just over there. A lot of houses in this area. I would not want to live that close to the interstate, but some people do. So here's the spot I showed you I would take you back to. This corner that never gets sun, never gets rain rinsed on. See that stuff came right out. Looks much, much better. The customer had something there. Either something mounted or just like a storage box or something there. That's why the paint's slightly different color. Faded a bit. Nothing washing can do. It's just something was there. And this side came out also really well. Obviously it'll all be back to its original color when it's dry. Still wet right now. This side's almost dry. It's a muggy, humid day in the 90s, and God knows how much humidity. All of it. Too much for me. But that's it. You know, don't just stick to vinyl. You don't have to be like everyone else and just wash vinyl siding and concrete driveways. Said I do a lot of videos. Try to, if you want, you know, if you're gonna grow your business, even if you're new, just doing what everyone else is doing isn't always the right thing. Oh, here comes the sun to start cooking me. So, like I said, don't shy away from the painted wood siding, the stained wood siding. There's ways to wash it. The painted cement board, Hardy board. Hardy's a brand. Like I said, there's a lot of painted cement boards. You can wash those too. Just picking my stuff up here at my tripod before I forget it. Draining my tank out now. Again, don't just stick to driveways and vinyl siding. You can wash all kinds of exterior surfaces and make money. Learn what you're doing, learn your chemicals, learn your application, your rinse process, low pressure, test your chemicals, and you can wash pretty much anything. Start making money. Thanks for watching.